Welcome to everyone to another video. Now, 4 days ago, I received a comment from Wes, and he was asking for a breakdown for the Marco 5. So ask and it shall be given, the word says. So let's go ahead and hop on into 4 best Marco 5 builds, 2 that are using the burst barrel and 2 that are not, for today's video. Thank you so much for clicking on it. I hope you enjoy the content, and without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on right into things. So the first build we're going to talk about is the close range burst build here. As it was promised, we're going to be running the recoil booster, the Imerito 482mm burst barrel, the SMLE pistol grip, the 9mm 48 round drum, subsonic just to stay off the radar, taped grip, gung-ho, quick, body HF folding, and I'm not running a optic here because I really like the iron sights that the Marco 5 has. So you can change this up a little bit if you want, but this is a close range and your secondary type of build, so you do want to keep as much fire rate as possible, and you can change the magazine if you want. I do feel that the 64 round drum weighs you down a little bit too much for my preference, but you could run it and then keep quick here and gung-ho just for that, maybe strafing if you want to be as much as mobile as possible, because you do have to just kind of hold the trigger button to keep firing, so you shouldn't be stopped from your running animation by holding the trigger on this weapon, which is great. So whatever you want to run there, but this is the close range burst build for the Marco 5. And before moving into our second burst build here, something you want to keep in mind with the burst barrels is that the best TTK happens when you're aiming at the lower stomach area of an opponent and sort of the close limbs to the actual center of mass. So just keep that in mind. The best TTK comes from those areas specifically. For the second build, we're going to be talking about a sort of a restock class, if you will, or maybe even a sniper support class. And we're going to be running the M1929 silencer, the Imerito 482mm burst, the Mark 6 skeletal, whatever magazine you want really, but this is to get maximum bullet velocity and damage range. You could really run anything you want. It's still going to be a zero recoil weapon. This is just going to give you some extra meters and going to give you the best TTK from 19 to 21 meters. So I guess if you can outweigh the cons of having less bullets, you can go ahead and run this, or whatever you want in all honesty. Lengthen for that bullet registry because you might be challenging any mid or long range gunfight. Taped grip for that fast weapon swap. Discard if you want to reload those 36 rounds a little bit quicker once they reach red or they are empty. On hand to get that weapon swap. Perfecto Esada, which combined with the taped grip is what gives you that zero idle sway. And so you love to see it in that case. And I like the monocular reflector because it just gives a very clean sight and it zooms in quite a bit. So I love to have that, and I don't feel like I have a very heavy optic that really weighs you down in terms of aim down sight speed as well. So there you have the Marco 5 build as a sniper support, and pretty much the zero recoil, zero idle sway build as well. Now the next build here really just focuses on accuracy. So if you're hitting headshots with this specific build, this is going to give you the best TTK specifically for headshots. So a little bit less practical, but if you're a really accurate player and you really want to master this weapon, this build is going to be the way to go. Recoil booster, Imerito 342mm 04P barrel. This is the one that really rewards your headshots. M1941 hand stop, 9mm 48 round drum. You could run anything actually and still keep that headshot potential. So whatever floats your boat here is perfectly fine for you. Lengthened, taped grip, discard, on hand, Imerito FR stock, and whatever sight you prefer. You can change things up a little bit, maybe add a suppressor, change the ammunition type if you want, but in terms of TTK at headshots, this is the best Marco 5 build for that purpose. So for the best or the fastest fire rate and hip fire build that's not an akimbo version of the Marco 5, we're going to be running the Mercury silencer, the body 240mm VL barrel. This is the one that increases your fire rate. Carver foregrip for that hip fire, 8mm Nambu 64 round drum for that hip fire accuracy. It does weigh you down a little bit, but we're running quick here, gung-ho for that hip fire and running sort of gimmick there. Taped grip for that fast weapon swap. Lengthen for that bullet registry. You can change things up here, maybe use a recoil booster and change this to subsonic. Slate reflector or whatever sight you prefer, and the body HF folding for that extra hip fire control as well. This build is really fun and has the best TTK apart from the headshot build we just saw. So this one is sort of an optional way to make things a little bit more engaging with the Marco 5 that doesn't include the akimbo in regards to hip fire control. If you happen to notice my perk selection, I'm running Combat Scout on all of these, and that is because I've built more than 20 different weapons for an amped-like weapon swap speed, essentially rendering amped as a perk useless. And you can find those builds by clicking on the video up here. You can also just run Tracker or whatever floats your boat in that perk category. I do want to remind you that these builds can be ultimately tweaked to your own liking. Just keep in mind the relevant parts of the attachments that pretty much are there for the intended purpose of the build, and I'm confident you'll be able to enjoy these as much as I have. Now, I'd love to read from you. If you have any of these builds you're interested in already and you'll be trying out in the near future, did you know that the Mark 5 had different damage profile based on the barrels? And do you also have a weapon you would like a breakdown for, like my guy Wes here did for today's video? Just let me know those thoughts down below, and I will definitely come around to responding to them. Now, Season 4 Reloaded brings a new Vargo, and we'll definitely be breaking it down to give you the best long-range build for it. So don't miss out, and subscribe with your bell notification on to stay up to date with all the regulars here. Now, enjoy the next video breaking down some unusual builds for your favorite weapons. With nothing else left to say, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and through it all, I hope you always remember: Sauce Time Gaming.